Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv/the Xisuma where we play the Hermitcraft, which is what we're doing today. I imagine it'll be quite a talky stream because there's quite a few things to talk about. Oh yes, there is. The Prince of Darkness passed away, Mr. Aussie Osbourne. Yesterday, right as I was posting my music, I was sort of on Twitter and something caught my eye. What's this about Aussie? And unfortunately, very sad, he's passed away. He's passed away. R.I.P. Yo, Decana Heaven, Blooming, Digital Chaos, just some of the peeps with the bananas in the chat. Welcome to the stream. This stuff needs some repairs right here. This stuff was pricey to put together. Oh, a little bit of hype. We played a 4v4 game. 3 rounds of it. Mumbo was there. I couldn't believe it. I haven't seen Mumbo in ages. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I'm not going to post my bit of it, just because I don't have an episode in the works at the moment, but yeah, the other hermits will be posting it for sure. Right, rightio. Yeah, this is where we left off last time. I remember now. Okay, we're gonna go repair our wings, I think. Lightly Lucid, thank you so much for 27 months with the Prime, and a random Anxious Girl, if you're watching the VOD, if you're here live with us, thank you for subscribing in between my streams. Very kind of you to do that. How's this thing doing? Looks like it's full up. Looks like it's full up. I had an idea for a little bit of a gas game just the other day. Today, actually, earlier today. Which we might investigate, perhaps. Jimmy the Wizard, welcome to the stream. Don't be casting any spells, you cheeky devil. Perfect timing, X, so I can catch a break from life. Yes. Yes, let's go into the 3D dimensions of Minecraft and escape reality. Thanks for always putting notifications on YouTube when you go live. Oh, cool, cool. It feels like those posts don't really reach a lot of people, but I do them anyway. Maybe because you interact with them, it then reaches you next time, you know? Nightshade Owl Live is here. 11 months with the Prime. Hey, Xisuma in chat. I can't stay, but I've been meaning to resub. Have a great stream. Well, thank you for dropping in and resubbing. I appreciate you doing that. Obviously, it's not done automatically with the Prime. So thanks for taking the time. Oh, it rhymed. Oh, I've got to go the other way, haven't I? The Nether is looking pretty good. It is. It's looking all right, isn't it? You reached 100,000 derp coins, says Blooming. Congratulations, you've wasted your life. What? Congratulations on obtaining a meaningless currency that holds no real value. Other than maybe it gives you a little dopamine rush. I mean, that's value, isn't it? Get a little dopamine rush. Oh, I've got numbers. You know? I'll take that. What massive tangents are we going on today? I decided that I might actually go and prototype a little mini-game idea. I might do that. Oh, it's Cup streaming as well. Wait, I haven't set my status. Cup and Impulse here streaming as well. Xisuma blessing us with a stream. It says Remley. Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. Your last snapshot vid is really good. So many cool things coming. Yeah, so that's the other thing to talk about, right? Talk about Aussie. Talk about the new snapshot. And I put out a new song yesterday. So I think there's a thing I set up for this earlier. Yeah? It should. Wait, I don't know why I'm using F5 in game. That makes no sense because you wouldn't see me. There's a new song out on my Soulside Eclipse channel. Please do go check it out. I really love reading comments about what people think of it. Right, I'm back here now. Hello, you can see me. It's yeah, it's curious. When I do these little demos, on one hand, they're more about me like learning things with music and producing it and having concepts and trying to execute them. But then at some point they always start to feel like a thing. I don't recall seeing it. Oh, I get it. Someone needed the trapdoors, so they put them down here. At some point, though, they often, like, end up being, like, little songs in my head, and I just want to, sort of finish them and make them into something, so, that's what that was. Yo! The legendary Billman68 is here for 102. 102, you did not hear incorrectly. 102 months of support, absolutely amazing, my dude. Absolutely amazing. Have I ever wanted to become a tree? I don't recall ever having that kind of impulse. Holasson Hand says RIP Aussie. Indeed, my dude, indeed. Yeah, this is what we got to do down here. We're gonna put lights, right? With the copper bulbs. Take this out. I've been thinking about what to put here in the middle of the room. I think we need some sort of something like shapely in the ceiling. I kind of like the idea of there being a sea of color. I also actually think we need to move it in by 1 block. It feels a little too big, a little too close to the carpet. And then over on this side, the carpet is kind of well aligned. Oh! Oh, hello! Oh, look at BDubs doing something interesting with the floor here. It took me a second to see the leaf leaves. Is like, what are these interesting colors? Oh, he's done a very nice, very fine job here. And a bed. I'll set my spawn. I think that's actually... That's an odd place to put a bench, like sitting in front of the painting, right? Look at these incredible paintings that people made. Now, I don't know if he's going to dye them or not. I would have dyed those signs. It feels like BDubs might have intentionally put the dark sign here as to not, like, detract your attention. He might also not be done with all of this, so, yeah, we'll leave that alone. BDubs' rug is amazing. Everything he does is amazing. Look, we've got lights here that maybe don't need to be here. Okay, so I think we're going to push this all in by 1 block. Here's my idea. I kind of pictured, like, maybe doing a mural of a painter with a canvas. And then maybe they got, like, a palette and you can see the little dyes on it. But also I had this idea of doing something a bit more abstract and fantastical, like a river of color. So if I could do exactly what I want, it would be, like, loads of invisible armor stands with dyes... and them, like, falling out of the sky and dropping down around this painter. But I feel like in order to make that look good, we would probably need, like, 1,000 armor stands. So I don't think that's the way to go. But something with a painter, I think, could be really cool. What do you think of that idea? The bed is the most BDubs thing ever. It feels like it. Xisuma, you're confusing sometimes. Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember one of your streams you said that you're not going to release music anymore because you've already fulfilled it. I was hearing that, but now you released a demo. I think you misunderstood me, or maybe I didn't express myself very well. I used to have a weight on my shoulder because I had... fell in a hole. I had an album of music that I wanted to put out there. And it just kind of like weighed on my shoulders that it existed, but... I never got it out. It was like a thing I was trying to do. I wanted to get this record out there. Since fell in the hole again. Since it's been out, like, I no longer feel that kind of pressure anymore. Like, I'm writing music. I've got songs that I want to record and release and do things with. But it no longer feels like some sort of, like, deathbed thing, you know? It now just feels like, okay, I've done that, I put something out in the world, that's great. Everything else is a bonus. You know? I'll make it for myself until it's ready to go out into the world, and if it goes out into the world, that's a bonus. But otherwise, I'm just going to love making music, and it no longer really matters if it goes out or not. Does that make sense? It's not that I'm not going to put music out or make it again, it's just that that weight got lifted. Heart Game, you enjoyed the one I released yesterday. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. Yeah, these demos are also just exactly that, like a demo. Like they're not fully formed and finished songs. I mean, songs are never really finished. You always hear them and feel about like you could tweak or change something. But they're more like a concept that's you can kind of get your head round. Doing it for the fun of it versus the sake of it, says Callie. Not quite. Like I still have like the desire, and I still have the same connection to making the music. I think the fact that I was just on my way to making this thing and releasing it, and then it just kind of like got so sidetracked, it felt like something that would never happen. It was like I just wanted the world to like hear that. You know, not the whole world, just a very small percentage of it got to hear it, but that was good enough. That was it. And now that kind of feeling has gone away. Like it doesn't really matter anymore. It's maybe I'm not doing a good job of describing it. Do you like Black Sabbath, Xisuma? I love Black Sabbath. Who doesn't? Crazy people? Crazy people don't like Black Sabbath, I've heard. Yeah, I love Black Sabbath. Incredible band. When you become a metalhead, you get indoctrinated. Everyone tells you about Black Sabbath, how they invented metal, and how they have been a huge influence on it. And so, early on when I was getting into metal music, I went and listened to all the Black Sabbath records, all the beginning ones, like the first 8, I think. And then I never listened to the stuff after Ozzy left, though. And I think I've seen Heaven and Hell live as well. Are they called Heaven and Hell? That rings a bell. That rhymes. But yeah, you can go back and listen to those Sabbath records, and they are just like the archetype of metal. You can just find Sabbath songs that like explain bands later on. Like Into the Void is a song of theirs I've been playing on guitar recently. It's a lot of fun. But you can just hear like the foundations of groove metal in that song. Like if you've ever liked Pantera, go listen to Into the Void, and you can just kind of like hear ideas in that song that you hear in Pantera's music. And there's a lot of that. There's loads of that. They sort of set the stage for the next 20, 30 years of metal. You're seeing Metallica live next year. Awesome, dude. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, right. The last show they did was a fundraiser for charity as well. That's cool. I wasn't aware of that. I don't think we can go any brighter than that. Can we do this by putting a torch like directly on top of it? No. That's annoying. So we've got to do them all one by one. I think I'm just gonna start by like, yeah. Let's find a little no. Got to find a rhythm here. Oh, that doesn't work either because I got to pick this back up. It's annoying, but we'll do it. All the money was to donate the research to Parkinson's. Interesting. Does that include the entry prices? Because tickets were really expensive for that, like 300 quid plus. I mean, if it's for charity, it makes a lot more sense, right? But ticket prices these days are getting absurd. I tried to buy Deftones tickets the other day. £150. And I actually was going to buy them, right? Got all the way to the checkout. And then I got an error code and my tickets were gone. And it was so lame. Like, Ticketmaster is a very big corporation. And their help desk, if ever you've interacted with it, feels very, very much like lip service. It's just there to be like, look, we've got a help desk, you know. I had some issues with my account, and they sort of sent me a bunch of instructions like, oh, have you tried using a VPN and doing this thing and that thing and this and that? And I got back to them and said, yeah, I've tried all of that after I just did it on a normal setup or whatever. I explained to them how I first tried to, like, you know, get around the problem. And so, because my answer to that question was like, no, that doesn't work, they told me to do the opposite thing. Don't use a VPN, just use one account. This thing, that thing. And I was like, I've already told you that I've tried that, and you're just saying the opposite thing to what I've just said. And it was such a, like, copy-paste response vibe. I kind of just, it just felt like minimal effort, you know? Like, they're just doing as little as they can. The Cat Dragon, not a fan of Ticketmaster. They've incorporated scalping. This is the thing. There was a big like hurrah around scalping a few years ago in the press, in the media, and then Ticketmaster sort of went, oh yeah, we put an end to this. Look, there's no more scalping. But what they did is they just moved it onto their own platform and started doing this like dynamic pricing and reselling, and they actually sort of like sucked up the scalping market, and it's such a dirty move. Such a dirty move. I'm not a fan of that company. I mean, I think companies can be great things. I think it's good that we have businesses and incentives and motives to create and make things for other people, but it's kind of like at some point that can go too far, you know, like the company gets too big and there's just this incentive to keep going, and like at some point, where do you turn to increase the value of your company? You start taking it away from your customers. I think this is happening with streaming platforms at the moment. I think they're going through a phase of not knowing where to get, you know, the next thing from, and so we're starting to see these platforms put ads in, and it's like degrading the experience. Corporate sanctioned scalping. Ugh. The one nice thing about living in Canada is no one comes for concerts, so I don't have to deal with them. People tour in Canada, right? Surely they don't skip past Canada. You haven't forgiven them for the Oasis debacle. The thing with the Oasis one, right? Ticket prices, horrendous, not on. The one thing I think you could say is that creating a service that can deal with that level of demand must be pretty tricky. So for all the like crashes and issues that people had along the way, it's kind of like, I mean, this was one hell of a big event with a lot of people trying to connect. I'm not surprised there was issues on that front. You did not just press tab thinking you can see the server list as if him in game. Oh my god, I need sleep. Yeah, I have moments like that where you're like, oh, I just did a thing that isn't actually the thing. Yeah. Canadians wouldn't scalp, they're too nice. I love the stereotype of like, oh, hello there, neighbor, like kind of Canada joke. I think that's like an awesome joke to have. That you're too nice. That's great. Roll with that. Oh, I see that you dropped your ticket there for the concert. I can't do a Canadian accent. Oh, you can have my ticket, mate. What's the thing that they say? I can't even do a Canadian accent. I don't even know what that sounds like. Dang it, there's a few little Canadian sayings they have. Irish, yeah, it went a bit Irish, I think. You're right, it went Irish. This is why I don't like doing accents, because my brain starts to think about it too much, and then it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Here, bud? Yeah, something like that. Oh, snappers. That's what Etho says, isn't it? Oh, snappers. There is a little thing. There is a little, like, Canadian... What's all this accent about, eh? Yeah, a boot. I keep going Irish! What the heck? I wouldn't even thought I could do an Irish accent. Apparently, if I tried to do Canadian, I do Irish. Yeah, a boot is one of them. There's a few little things like that in the Canadian stereotype that I really like. They're funny and like friendly. And we're out of white concrete. Oh, we're off by 1 block. Ah, it's gonna break my brain. Off by 1 block. Criminal. I'm a criminal. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I'm a criminal. Let's see. I don't see anyone in chat reminding me of the little Canadian thing. I think a boot might have been it, actually. I put some of them below ground. Some of what below ground? Smooth Criminal. That was not a reference to Smooth Criminal. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think it's sorry either. Is the movie Fargo, is the accents and like the way they talk in Fargo a little Canadian? Oot and a boot. Because I think the thing I'm thinking of is in Fargo. There's like a little saying, and sometimes I pick it up. Like when you know how you try and think of something and it won't come to mind, but like it's a little saying that I actually like to say myself. That's North US. Well, North US is pretty close to Canada, right? Like South US, not as close. So sad Scar isn't here to have an accent battle. What's the right? Give me some phrases they say in Fargo. If you know Fargo, there's a saying they say. They say that in that movie. They say that saying. I say now. I think I'm gonna fill in all of this. You betcha. No, that's not it. Oh yeah, geez, that's it. That's one of them. That's one of them. Oh yeah. I love the way that sounds. Oh yeah. Now there's another little phrase they have. We're getting close now, I feel like. There's a little phrase that they say in that movie. I love it. I've said it myself so many times when I'm streaming. No one's got. I've got my own new chat. I'm waiting. Someone out there's smart enough to figure it out. Yo, Everstaroo coming in. 48 months hot. 4 years. Thank you, my dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you for the amazing support. Thanks for sticking around. The heck you mean? That's not it either. No, it's like a little. It's something. It's something. I can't give you any more clues, can I? It must be tricky. Dang it! It's really annoying me now because I've said it so many times myself on stream. It's like a little phrase that I like saying, but it's just not coming to mind. Ordained Dread 14, 76 months. Whew! That's. I can't even do the math now. That's too big a number for my brain. Thank you, my dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's not, well, heck. It's like something a little off the beat. Like a little saying that isn't just normal words, if that makes sense. It's like a little phrase. Your brother-in-law from Idaho says Morkley for more than likely. I like that word, Morkley. Just tuned in. Did I miss the Aussie thoughts? I haven't really said too much, actually. I was just saying that, you know, like Black Sabbath are kind of like, you know, foundational metal. You can just... They gave so much to the genre. You can hear so much in their music. Of like bands that would come later on, you know. These little hints are not helping, unfortunately, says Dire What. Yeah, it's probably just a tricky one to figure out. Did I watch the series or the film? I've seen the film a long time ago, and I rewatched the series recently. Oh my god, it popped into my head. Oofta! Yeah, Heart Gamer got it. Is it oofta? I heard it in my head as woofta. Woofta. Like that. Now, you know you heard me say that before, right? Like, we're in a stream, a moment of panic or something, you know, almost get blown up by a creeper, I go, woofta. And it was just put in my head from watching Fargo. So I had that in my head for a little while. Alright, I feel like maybe what we'll do here is we'll create like a little stage. We'll try and get a bit of stage vibe without taking too much away from everything else going on here. Oh, and look at where I'm putting my boxes! Oh, Right in the middle of where I'm building. Absolute big brains over here. So smart. So talented. The people can't comprehend. For some reason, beehives pops to mind. I also don't want to like repeat myself too much here, but we might do just that. Okay, let's clear this hotbar for a second. These things I want all together now. Yeah, I kind of feel like, you know, I put Aussie in the title because I imagine some of you want to talk about it. I kind of don't have like a crazy amount of stuff to say because I think a lot of people have expected this day for like a long time. He has held on. This guy put a lot of drugs in his body, you know. People thought he would have been gone a long time ago, and it feels like kind of a miracle he's hanged on for this long. It's been a bit of like a running joke amongst friends, like, you know, someone in the community passes and people talk about it, and then it's like Aussie will be next, and then it just never comes. But then, yeah, this recent gig that they did together, the tone of it was like, yeah, this will probably be the last one, but it really was like it was surprising how soon it was after. But I guess it goes to show, you know, his health was that far gone. Because it's always been like a thing, you know. So when they talk about Aussie's health or whatever, you kind of sort of think, he'll probably be all right. It's Aussie. He finds a way. Well, we've got 4 on that side, 4 on this side. I like the idea of there just being like a step up either side into the space. And do I want to make the whole thing like nice and uniform here? Actually, I think I do. I think I want to change this up a little bit and make it very uniform. We need to go craft some more beehives though, because we've only got a few. But this feels like the vibe to me. I can start to see something coming together. You was listening to LBC this morning to people telling stories. Pretty heartwarming stuff. Yeah, I haven't tuned into too much with this one. Aussie doesn't seem like the type of guy to die. Exactly. He knew without a doubt it was going to be his final concert, says Guardian Keyblade. Yeah, I hadn't like followed it all close enough, right? I wasn't attuned to whether this was like really, really bad for Aussie and it's going to be the last one legit, or if it was like, you know, his health's getting worse because he's getting older and they'll do like another reunion show. Looking back on it, you like all the people he brought together, it does have that kind of sense of like, this is it. But I wasn't really that dialed in. I haven't, it wasn't something I like I guess learned a lot about. I was aware that it was happening and all the bands were going there and playing and doing the last show together, that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't really have an Aussie story myself. I've seen Aussie play live a few times, but I recall like it was always like at a distance. I never really like got up close for Black Sabbath or for Aussie playing. Just because of like who I was with and where I was at. I just should have got more wood really for that. I just, you know, never had that sort of like up close, really into it kind of concert with Aussie. I was always just on a hill watching from afar, that kind of thing. For me, you have like to really get into a show, you have to get like close, you know. That's just how I think about it. Doesn't make it so you can still have an amazing time from a distance, right? Music in your style, but you appreciate the contribution to the culture, says Beebs. Yeah, another thing about Black Sabbath is they were not just like a band that gave you metal. They were respected like by a wide range of musicians. Not just metalheads, you know. They're a very much beloved band. I think a lot of grunge bands and like hardcore and punk bands were sort of into Black Sabbath. So they had like a big presence beyond metal. Ozzy really feels immortal to me. Doesn't seem like anything could touch him, including death. I mean, he's immortal in our memories, right? Yeah, so I haven't done the whole like I don't know, sometimes when someone like that dies, you kind of like go on that almost like a binge. I did notice that Spotify is now advertising his book for free if you've got Spotify Premium. So I'm definitely going to listen to that. That was actually already on my list of like autobiographies that I wanted to listen to. So if it's free, I don't have to buy it off of Audible. So I put that on my playlist. I'll get that when I'm done listening to this Woodstock 99 podcast, which I've really been enjoying. Really good podcast. It's made by The Ringer, if you just happen to be curious. It's like a deep dive on Woodstock, but man, I love the pacing of this podcast. There's a lot of content these days, and it's just like, this is how the young people are. This is what they're doing. Stuff is really fast, just non-stop talking. I remember I watched a couple of days ago. I watched a video about Phasmo, and I had to pause it so many times because I just wanted to be like, can I stop and just take in what you just said for a second? And then I started taking notes to help me remember, you know? I wrote down the controls, I wrote down the things that you should do in a particular order. And by the way, I'm still, I really enjoyed our Phasmo stream. I definitely got a sense when I played it the first time that there was something about this game. And going back and playing it solo, there's something I'm quite intrigued by. I can't quite put my finger on it. I think it's maybe just the vibe is kind of fun. But yeah, I was going to stream Phasmo again today, but I reminded myself that I like to alternate things a bit, so we'll be doing Phasmo next stream. How do we jump from like Aussie to Phasmo? Gosh, I can't keep track of anything up here in this noggin. I think it was about people talking fast, so a lot of content I tune into these days is just talk with no pause. I really like it when stuff is actually slower and lets you like linger on it. And this podcast is, at first I was like, this is pretty slow. But I think the guy's got the pacing right. He like drifts music in and out of the show as he like mentions particular bands. And like there's these nice pauses and cutting between people and reminding you who they are. And it goes at this pace that is brilliant, and it really lets you like soak in everything that they're talking about in the podcast. So I mean, if you happen to be curious about Woodstock 99 and you're like, oh, I'd listen to a podcast about that, it's on Spotify, and it's it's by The Ringer. Really good. It's called Break Stuff. Vinnet says Youngbloods, being one of the latest punk people, also gained recognition, and Ozzy's interactions were so fun. Some say Youngblood is like a young version of Ozzy. Did he sing Changes? Because I watched that video on, YouTube recommended it to me, and I was like, this guy singing is awesome. Like, he put on one heck of a performance for Changes. I think I might watch some more of that, actually. Whatever it, I imagine probably all the videos are like online, but it now makes sense to me why there were so many other people from other bands there. They were probably all coming on stage to do a cover, right? Youngblood saying Changes. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've got to go check that guy out now because that was incredible singing. Quick talk and continuously talking stimulates the brain and lets people keep watching. Kind of like how some music stimulates the brain, says Blooming. I get what you're saying, but it feels like it's more of a spell, and you don't actually take stuff in the same way. That makes sense. Like, there's this concept about passive learning, of like, oh, just listen to someone talk about something and you'll passively learn or whatever. And like, I've heard people claim that now that's being debunked and that it isn't really a thing. And my own personal experiences, I've tried to do a lot of that, and I don't feel like it's a great way to really learn something. You really have to like find the process for you where you bring in like the most information from something, and it is not just passively listening for me. It is not that. Right, if I want to make this feel like a bit of a stage, and I know what's going to go on this stage, it's going to be awesome. It's kind of coming together in a way where I want to maybe put actually, this is not a bad idea. Let's just put a little bit of it together. If the ideas are in the noggin and we can get them in front of us, like, it might help us pick the blocks that go around it if we know what we're picking them for. You love the happy gar skin. It's awesome, isn't it? I want to wear it forever. It's so cute. I don't think I'll switch to a copper statue one or anything like that. You'll always remember where you was when you heard about Ozzy's death. I was in line for Wildcat's Revenge at Hershey Park. I was here on the computer, getting ready to go play basketball with the others, and like, I'd finished making my song and like was doing all the bits and finding a problem and fixing this and fixing that, and then finally get around to like tweeting it. Oh, it's here now. Like, go listen to it. For those tuned in, new song on the Soulside Eclipse channel on YouTube. Please do go check it out and leave a comment. I love reading the comments and seeing what people think of the music, because I have like a concept and idea behind my demos, and it's always interesting to see what people hear and air quotes see. C's not the right word, is it? I think we're gonna have to put them on like a point, so that one's gonna go into that corner. Yeah, like there. So they're all gonna like shift over and be directly between blocks. They're all gonna be central. So that's what I was doing, and then I saw it, and a little part of me thought, right as I'm doing something musical, you know, like, how about that? It's not very often that I'm, I wouldn't put much significance on like, oh, I was listening to a song, or I was listening to Black Sabbath or something, because there's probably a fair degree of likelihood I'd be listening to something like that. But the fact that I was doing something quite rare related to music kind of made me think, obviously it's just coincidence, but oh, that's the head. What am I doing here? Position. I'd like to think that maybe there was some cosmic significance there that can't be explained. I don't think like that though at all. Xisuma will always be your favourite skin. It's a classic. Who makes the graphics for the song album covers of your music? They look amazing. AI. I use a prompt. I get like a image of some sort, and then I go into Photoshop and manipulate it. The one I did yesterday didn't require a lot of manipulation. It was more like color balance and leveling of levels. Yeah, some of you don't like it, I know. The problem is like, technically I could do this. I could go to Google, grab a random image, which I've done before, and like mess things up and stuff, but technically you have to get permission, attributions, you have to do a load of legal licensing stuff, right? For me, when I just want an image to like slap onto the song, something that kind of like fits with it, the AI generating stuff, it's like you just grab that and off you go. Whereas, yeah, you'd probably, if I took a bunch of images off of Google and mashed them up together, and I don't know if remixing is allowed in the same way, but anyway, like the actual legal way of doing it is like so frustratingly difficult to get like loads of permission and stuff that you just take the path of least resistance in a situation like that. When X releases music, another musician dies. Something correlation causation. Wow. Okay. That's the issue of AI. You can pay someone to do something for $5. The other thing about paying someone to make the art is that like it doesn't work for me. I've tried to do it in the past. I hired an expensive artist and like they came back to me with something and I was like, oh, there goes $200. Like that's absolutely not what I wanted. I'm incredibly like fussy and notorious over that stuff. Like, so for me to grab like an image that's like no one owns, it's just generated by this algorithm, then I can just go and distort it and manipulate it into whatever it is I want it to be. It just feels like a process in which I get something comparable to what I want to display with the music. But the process of like trying to explain that to an artist is like so difficult and time consuming. And therefore like it's just a hassle I don't want to deal with, you know. Like, for example, the album art of my album is made by an artist, but the only way I could do it was to get the AI to get, like, most of the way there, and then I was like, please just redraw this. Which is what I'll do on the next one. On the next proper album, I will get, you know, 80% of the way there with the AI stuff, and then I'll hand it to an artist and be like, please, you know, just draw this yourself, like... Because if I try and explain it with words, I know what my brain is gonna do. It's just not gonna be happy until something is as I see it in my head. I can't gonna hand it off to an artist and just accept they come back with something and like that's what it's gonna be. I guess you could call it like it's kind of a little bit like perfectionism in a way. Like you just feel like you have to be satisfied with this image that you've got of something in your head. Chat, I feel like this is that moment where someone like Bert steps in and just articulates it better than I can. Bert, do my job for me. That is so soulless, though. I think I would have preferred even a black screen with cosmic sounds words written on it or something. Why is it soulless? Why would it be soulless? Like, I guess most art that you see, you know there's a human behind it, right? Until recently. AI is a tool that's here to stay, a great tool in many ways, even if, though, I understand its problematic side of the artist's perspective, embrace it. There's a lot to be said about it. I'm not gonna say it's a-okay and it's fine. It's just what I did. It just worked for me, right? Like, I learned this when I made my album because I spent a crazy amount of time just trying to get the idea in my head in front of me, and I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it talking to artists, and I couldn't find an image that was like it until I started using AI, and then I handed it off to an artist to turn into it. So basically you use AI as a baseline and you can visualize your idea, so then you manipulate it to finalize it in a way that fits your project idea, says Bear. Yes, and I would also not use AI, but because taking images from Google isn't like legally sound, you can totally make that argument of like, well, you know, the AI stole the images or whatever. Perfectly fine. I'm not going to act like what I'm doing is airtight or anything. I'm just explaining that because I know like some stuff about copyright because I've had to deal with it a lot over the years. I know that you can't just take random images and turn it into something of your own. You have to get permission, and like, how long is that gonna take? And how many emails, how many like dead ends you're gonna run into? What if like one artist that you use to create the thing at the end, it's like they say no to you using it? It's such a headache. And I've got some art that I've made in the past that I actually built from the ground up. So like, I just use stuff inside of Photoshop. There's no existing asset that came from somewhere. I could possibly use some of that or make some more of it again. But That's quite like a little time-consuming little endeavor where I'm much more focused on other stuff. So when I just want to get an image that I'm okay with being attached to the artwork, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna take that path of least resistance. Mixanu says there are sites that have free assets. The second you say that, it popped into my head that I've used some of those sites. Unfortunately, they can be quite limited in what they offer. I think the synthetic birds cover. I think I spent a lot of time on one of those free asset sites trying to find the right image of a bird, and then I think I either found one that was sort of right and handed it off to an AI engine, or I just described it to the AI thing and then it created exactly what I wanted. I can't specifically remember. Right, so this thing right here, it kind of looks like it could be a canvas to paint on, doesn't it? Do you see that? Let's get all these set to 0. Which might be a little quicker doing it this way around. You joined really late. What are we building? We're building a little stage in the art gallery. Now, I need to... Yeah, not that way. I need to rotate this. I bet it's not going to move... Oh, it does move in the axis I want. Yo, I see someone moving real close to where we are. Do you see that little face? I see a little face moving on my face bar. Someone is nearby. Well, we know exactly who it is. It's Skiz. Oh, he's getting further away. Maybe he's not that close. Maybe he's not that close. Right, so like 40, and then left arm, would that be the opposite? So now it starts to look a little... I still think we need to do away with these arms, actually. All right. Same thing with the legs, except the opposite direction. Let's go like 10. No, minus 10. I hope this works. No, that's not the one. Right, so the rotation here, let's try like 90. Yeah, 90 like folds it away. That's more like it. Now, that looks less like a person and more like something that you would hang a painting from, right? What if I put the painting on its head? No, can I have that back, please? That doesn't work. Okay, we need to see your arms. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Let's swap that to the head. See, we're starting to get somewhere now. I think that thing needs to be about 3 times the size it currently is. Thank you very much. That didn't work. So no gravity. No arms. Right, let's now drop it down like... not that many. Oh, that's too big, isn't it? Too big. That feels kind of awesome. Awesome size. Right. 0... No. Wrong thing. Position. 0.5. And then maybe this one is like minus 0.5. 0.1. 0.15. Oh, that's good. That's good. You love it. Look at that. I got something going on in this brain of mine. You can always tilt the painting a little bit. That's a good one. That's a good one. Togoro Joe, thank you so much for 81 months. And Full Symmetry coming in with the raid. How you doing, False? I didn't see that you were live. You weren't on the server. I know that. What were you up to today? Thank you for the raid. It's appreciated. Welcome on in, all the raiders. We are talking... We've been talking about Aussie Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, R.I.P. I'm talking about my new song that I dropped on my music channel. And we were going to talk about the update. We haven't talked about that yet, so we'll talk about the update probably next. It's a chatty stream. We're taking it easy. We're just working on a little art gallery contest thing here at the moment. You were cowboying. Oh, Cowboys SMP. That's a roleplay one, right? Sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. For me, right now, I am just playing Hermitcraft and Phasmo. Those are like the only games I'm going to be playing. I did start looking up playing a mod pack though. I saw that there was a couple of mod packs that kind of looked interesting. Because I put out a poll on Twitter. I wanted to see what people want to see me stream. I put in horror games because I was thinking about Phasmo. I put in the puzzles and the automation games. Wait, okay, sorry. I thought I miscounted some blocks up here or something. No, we're good, we're good. Yeah, and the mod pack was the most popular one, though. I wasn't actually going to originally list that, but then I thought, I bet people would want to watch Minecraft, and if I were to switch gears on Minecraft, it would maybe be some modded. You sounded so excited about the shelves in that snapshot video. I can't wait for them either. All the stuff they're adding at the moment is super interesting. I'm pretty stoked for the next update. You were hanging out with the green fellas. Enjoy HD. Thank you, False. Love the gallery, by the way. False's gallery is down here. Looking very, very cool. We also got BDubs next door now as well. This place is an absolute vibe. The tutorial made you rage quit. Another JT. I did the tutorial yesterday, and I must admit, it's kind of... I don't know, like there's a couple of bits in it that catch you out. One of them was the UV meter. You kind of have to stand in the same spot. Or was it the thermometer? I think it was the thermometer. There were a couple of things where it's like you have to get a response and it takes a while to figure it out. It's not particularly direct. I'm just wondering, do I need... I feel like I need something dark up there now. Maybe that's because we want to draw attention like away. I'm just gonna go with my gut. I don't know why I wouldn't. Don't know why I'm hesitant, but like let's just let's also turn these into slabs. More bang for the buck. Ah! Give it back! No! Take it back! Oh! Oh! Absolute derpage. Absolute derpage. How do I even get this one back? Please take it, sir. Oh, you don't have arms, that's why. Having arms is a good idea. Okay, I got it. Look at those little derp faces in chat. Oh, ho, ho. Yo, you think you're so smart, don't you? I wouldn't do that. Sure. Right, I feel like we'll put slabs around the outside there. And then I kind of like the idea of there being spotlights, but we have like a tiny amount of depth to work with. And I really want a texture that says spotlight, but I don't want it to be too bright. So I want it to be a spotlight that's dark. You know, it all makes perfect sense. If you do have any interest in RPG style games, check out Expedition 33. I don't. I really don't want to spend time playing games much anymore. I really want to like do music and learn. I'm learning to play the piano. I'm brushing up my guitar skills. I'm learning to sing. Like, I'm learning music theory. I've just dived all in, and I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is, you know, how I want to spend my time. Because playing the games is just, I don't know, self-indulgent, right? Oh, I could use armor stands to put little lamps up there. That'll work. That'll work. But then I still feel like I need a light source from somewhere. Like there needs to be some soft illumination here. Glow lichen will probably look terrible up there. But I'll grab some anyway. Let's also get some trapdoors thrown together quickly. How's Python going? I haven't gone back to that course, but I will at some point. I actually, so the next part of the Brilliant course started to use actual Python code. So I went and like followed what they were doing and put it into the Python script, and it like worked. So I'm like, okay, when I feel like doing this again, I'm gonna like follow along. So I'm not just gonna use the Brilliant app. I'm gonna do the thing as well, you know, like do a little bit of coding. I feel like that really detracts from what I'm trying to do here. And then we have like a little frog lamp there. It's just the wrong texture. Actually, if do trapdoors let light through? I've forgotten. Let's go make some more. You're praying the next Java snapshot includes a way to edit the armor stand in vanilla. They're probably not coming anytime soon. That's awesome. Xisuma learning to play, sing, improve on current skills, anything to do with music, that's the dream, says Penderluft. Exactly, yeah. That's the dream. I don't know why it's taken me so long to get around to doing this, but I gave myself time at the beginning of this month off from other stuff, other commitments. And like the first thing I typically do is like burn through all of those to-dos in the back of your head, you know, like some deep cleaning around the house, some administrative stuff where you got to send off emails, and you know, like doing all these like little jobs where you're not really doing the thing that you actually want to do. But then once I got through them all, I was like, well, I got no excuse now, so I started really like getting stuck in, and I was like, this is great. Why was I not so keen on this? Or like, why did I find an excuse for myself? You know what I mean? It was like that. It was like, of course I'm gonna love this. Now I feel like a bit of an idiot for not starting it sooner. But hey, I'm locked in. I love playing the piano. I get so engrossed, and it's like a lot of it's very natural to me because my brain just seems to work well with music. So I think I want that. Yeah, I think I want that. Yeah, that is the soft light that I was looking for. Now, I did say I wanted to make this look like there was a light here. I could possibly do that by switching to a different trapdoor. Like, I was thinking the Achacha might work up there. But, again, I don't want this thing to, like, take your eyes away from everything else. I don't want there to be too much going on here. So, I think, actually, I'll just stick with what you can see right here. I think this will work just fine. We got Pinkin2 coming through with the Amazon Prime. 2 months, my dude. Thank you so much for using your Amazon Prime subscription over here. I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream, and thank you so much for the support. Birch Trapdoor. It would probably work, but as I've just explained, I think we want to detract your attention as little as possible. So that's why we're going to keep the palette kind of simple and wooden. Ah! That didn't scare me, I just made that sound. You love how I say a cha-cha? I mean, I say it correctly. So, yeah, of course, you should love how I say it. Right, let's go, make a few more of these, eh? More than that. Will that be enough? Let's find out. You didn't know crying obsidian gave light. Well, today you learned. Today, your knowledge increased. Or did it? Did learning that squeeze something really important out of your brain? Can you imagine that? Your brain's got a limited capacity. You learned that crying obsidian emits light, and now you've forgotten that red means danger. I don't know. You forgot how to breathe. Start breathing again. You're like, what was that thing about crying obsidian? But says he's forgotten all his passwords now. Brilliant, brilliant. You don't use a password manager? Oh my god, dude. Come on. Just use a password manager. Then all you got to remember is password 123, and then it's all in one place. Just one password. Brilliant. That is totally kind of the vibe I was looking for, so I'm happy with this. I reckon I could put in some leaves around the edge of this stage, actually. Do I even have that in here? Please tell me that I do. Because when you want to leave leaves, you know, when you want to litter, you need to be able to throw that down. It ain't here. I'm thoroughly disappointed with my previous self. Joke's on you, I use password 1234. No one will ever guess that. I mean, yeah, putting a 4 on the end. Who would have guessed that? Days before password managers were hell. They weren't so bad. I had a whole system of like just keeping my passwords encrypted. That's actually how I learned encryption and stuff. Was just like it was before there was like any real discussion around this stuff, but like I was just like, I've got so many passwords to remember, and I'm learning that this is like not a secure way to do it. So like I came up with my own solution, which was to just have an encrypted container with all the passwords in, and that's kind of what a password manager is doing. So in a ways, I've had like one password for a long time. Let's put those things back in there. I think we're done with that. Right, what else are we trying to do here? Why did I fly back over here? Leaf litter, brain, slow. I don't give up though. That's the thing. You can't give up. You tried to make room for another instrument in your schedule, but it didn't work out. Well, I'm pretty good at the clarinet though. I'm not doing a crazy amount. Like, if you just set a target of like 10 minutes a day, that's kind of easy to commit to. And then if you're really enjoying it, it then becomes easy to take advantage of that little bit of extra time whenever it comes around. But like my thing with piano was like I wasn't thinking like I've got to get to like the level I am on guitar. I just sort of accepted that hey, I'm going to be completely new to this and I'll just go at whatever pace, and I've been really enjoying it. Your cat is just staring at you. Have you got food in your hand? What are we looking for? Leaf litter? I can't even remember if I put that anywhere. Probably with flowers. Oh boy, I do not know where leaf litter ended up. Feels like it would have been there if anywhere. Maybe we've got some back here. Lots of gas tears. Where is the leaf litter, man? Do I have to go make some? Yeah, let's go make some leaf litter then. I guess. You finally have space for a piano again. Awesome. I got a double keyboard stand in the post today. I spent some time setting that up. There wasn't a lot of options. But yeah, I got it set up. So now I've got like my main keyboard with a MIDI controller above it. And then I've got another MIDI controller. Somehow, I don't know what's wrong with me, but somehow over the years I managed to buy 2 MIDI controllers. Oh look, what was I doing last time I was here? But that can be a really good thing because you can plug them into different instruments, right? And then you can experiment with how they sound together, like live. The only thing is, now I've got like this, like it's not right next to my setup because my setup wasn't built for making music. But it should be better than nothing. So like when I make music, I'll have a keyboard, or sorry, a MIDI controller, a producer MIDI controller. It's got all the stuff that integrates with Fruity Loops. I'll have that underneath my desk, and then to the right of me, I now got a keyboard and another MIDI controller. So like lots of sounds that you can access, kind of not perfectly close to each other, but good enough. I can always like pull it over to me a little bit. That'll probably work. Got a keyboard again and found that you can fumble through most of your old piano lesson books. That's awesome, dude. If I could give a tip for learning, and it's one that I wish I'd really applied to my guitar playing, but I'm very much applying it to learning piano, is like go at a pace where you like really internalize what you're doing and you don't make mistakes. Like find that pace where you play and you don't make mistakes, and then like push into that territory where you go a little bit faster or whatever. Because the really good key thing to do is to repeat correctly over and over again. Like, repeating mistakes means you're more likely to make mistakes. So, like, get yourself in that space where you're pushing yourself a little bit, but you're repeating yourself playing it correctly over and over and over again. That's what I've been doing with all the songs that I've been learning to play on the piano. It's like, I really focus to get it right best I can first couple of times, and then play it over and over again without making mistakes. You make mistakes here and there, but you don't want those mistakes to become repetitive. Was I going to do something with these? I don't think I was. No. Oh, I can't hold down shift to place this? That's strange. Anyway, how about those new Minecraft update features, hey? The shelf is kind of awesome. You know, some of these features they add, you don't really know quite what you're doing until you play them in survival. But the shelf is definitely going to be a builder's block. It is aesthetically useful in a bunch of different ways. And also, I think it's really going to be quite powerful just to leave them on a wall when you're building on a project. Just come over and swap your hotbar around, you know? It's almost like vertical slabs. Yes, yes. Vertical slabs, indeed, indeed. Yo, Nova Sharky, thank you for coming by. 15 months of support. Appreciate you subscribing again. Thank you, my dude. Thank you, thank you. One of the things that stuck with me the most from my piano lessons is learning to play things very slowly while studying them. Sometimes playing a song fast is much easier than doing it slowly. Yeah. I guess it just depends where you're at with like muscle memory, familiarity, similar patterns. You know, sometimes the notes are arranged in a way you've played before lots, so you can get to grips with it quickly. I think the key point is like good learning is repetition. You're building muscle memory, so don't be sloppy. Like don't bake in mistakes into your muscle memory. Keep it tight. Keep the playing good. Go at that pace where you can keep that. Obviously, you do have to challenge yourself, but like the point being is do you know what? I think tilting it a little bit that way as well will probably be a good idea. Looks a tiny, teeny bit wonky there like that, doesn't it? Using a metronome is important. Yes, playing in time, another habit. That's like another piece of musical equipment I want to get is a metronome. I like the idea of having a physical thing. I've kind of become sick of apps and stuff on my phone. Because I've probably got like a metronome app on my phone. Like, I could get one, or it's a part of some software, or another app that I've already got, right? I'm just sick of like using the phone and screens all the time. I kind of like the idea of having something physical. So, when it comes to that, I'm kind of thinking, actually, I think having a physical thing that you interact with in the room could be really nice. On this occasion. Right, there was something we were supposed to do for Ren that I've kind of remembered. Right, we're getting all kinds of organised over here now. There was something that I wanted to do to Rem, was to put this Spore Blossom back, but I don't think there's actually space for it. The physical ones are cool, says Zajippa. Yeah. Yeah, they are cool. You can just Google Metronome and one appears. I'm aware of that, yeah. Until I get a physical one, I should definitely be using at least something, right? So... What if I hid it, like... Can I actually hide it there? I don't think I can, no. It's hard to see a... Can I put it on the underside of a carpet? Because if so, I could hide it maybe here. That feels like one of those hacky things where, like, if you use the set block command, you could possibly put it there. I don't think it will. And then if I put it in this gap, it's going to be bleeding particles into there. Unfortunately... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, unfortunately, it hasn't really worked out. Hmm. Yeah, there isn't really a spot to put it. Again, it's the carpet thing. Dang it. Well, do you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I think Ren will be fine. He'll be okay. You could actually replace the water with the flour and have the carpet rest on the water beforehand. Let's try that. Let's try that over here. That might work. Yo, music! Persil, thank you ever so much for 5 months of the Prime. Appreciate your support. Hope you're enjoying the stream. The little thing that I wanted to test with making a mini game was I wanted to check the walking speed here. Because like if we made a little mini game taking advantage of this, I was wondering like what speed do these go at that you can maneuver on? And like you put obstacles in the way, you got to like stay on an island and then wait, go around the corner and go back. Like I've got a little bit of an idea of like a moving platform thing for that, but that's not what we're here for. I just saw it and thought I would mention that. Like I've got a bit of an idea brewing. Okay, so we would put water here, that there. Unfortunately, it won't be placed like that. It's like if the Spore Blossom could replace another block when you right-click on it, then there might be a possibility of it doing that, but it doesn't appear so. Replace the water with lichen? Maybe. Oh, we got a memory leak. I think we've got a memory leak, peeps. I have to restart the client. Restarting the client. So like Metro Mayhem with Happy Goss? No, I think Metro Mayhem is an incredibly big project that Impulse has worked on for a long time. I'm not going to compare it to Metro Mayhem. I'm thinking moving platforms, and I just wanted to get a feel for what speed they are. They can go faster than the speed we saw. But at that speed, it feels like you can walk on it for a while, but then you're going to need to hop off. So I kind of had this idea of like, if you think like the floor is lava, but there's these floating platforms going around, and it's like you can jump on it, but then you can't stay on it forever, so you've got to jump off onto another bit at some point. So some sort of like maneuvering game like that could possibly be it. All right. Okay, we've done that. We've done the leafleter thing. It's time for armor stands. Armor stand, armor stand, armor stand over here. That doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about, Eggs? That doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about, mate? Right, sticks and armor stands. 6? Thought we would have made more than that. Oh, another 6. I'm gonna have to craft a lot more later on. Okay. So right now it's just paintings. Then we'll have painters. This one here, this one here. You just got a new cup of tea. Guess what happened? Your cat knocked it over again. Oh my god. So typical. I'm going to stand up for the next bit of the stream. Oh, what's the enchanted stick in the crafting table? Enchanted stick. Enchanted stick. What did we have? Like, we had a few of those. Oh, it's an armor stand thing. Oh, that might actually be useful. I'll take that. That might be something we can use. It's an armor stand related thing, peeps. Hydrate, people. Don't forget your hydration. I think I know what this is for, but I'm not going to use it just yet. This enchanted stick thing. Let's keep it off the hotbar for now. That works. One for you, one for you. Oh yeah, actually, I think I want to put one on on the opposite side. Yeah. So we'll do that. But then we're going to rotate you. And then move you on that axis. Okay, then this thing is 0.5. Nope, wrong one. The scale is going to be 2. What did we do last time? Was it 3? Yeah, let's adjust it from this side. I don't like it being wonky like that, but it kind of works. I think that kind of works there. Yo, Horned Astrologer coming in with the Prime, 24 months. 2 years, my dude. Damn, 2 years. How are you today, X? I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. Your urge to play piano always hits at 3 AM when everyone is asleep. Yeah, there's this thing about getting inspired at like 3 in the morning. And basically, like before I explain the psychology of it to you, who has been one of those people where all your inspiration comes at stupid o'clock in the morning? If you have experienced that or experienced it on a regular basis, put your hand up in the chat. Don't be shy. But it says that's me. Yeah, quite a few of you identifying with that. Okay. I'll explain it to you. I'll explain the psychology behind it. Alright, I heard it on a podcast, therefore it's true. That's how that works, isn't it? What if I... Yeah, change the rotation ever so slightly. Not by too much. Okay, I like that. I like that. But says you think it's to do with a relaxed mind. That, you know, that might have something to do with it. Quite a few of you. Okay, so here's the deal. Like, having like bursts of inspiration and stuff that you're going to do and motivation at 3 in the morning and stuff, it's generally because you don't actually have to do it or commit to it. because it is the time of the day where you can't do anything and you're going to go to bed before long, right? It's like you're sort of living in future you at that point. So yeah, it's like easy for you to imagine and get inspired and, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that, because you don't actually have to do it right then. At that time, if I have the idea, I do it, which is why my sleep pattern sucks. Yeah, maybe try not to start with inspiration, but to start somewhere else. Start with doing. I have a start with doing approach to stuff, and then, you know, like, I'll just pick up the guitar and play, and then something will happen at some point. Not every time. It's not a guarantee, but if I choose to start doing, then the time ahead of me is mine to, like, delve into that. If I get inspired at, like, stupid o'clock in the morning, which I'm not usually awake at, it's like, it's no good to me. It's no good to me now, right? Because I am, you know, gonna have to go elsewhere and do something different or whatever. Like, that's why your brain is... It's a theory, anyway, that I've heard. I thought it was pretty good. It made a lot of sense to me. I'm like, yeah, getting inspired when you're in no position to do the actual thing, that's quite common. You know, like, you're on a road trip or something, you're sitting in the car, looking out the window, you start thinking about something and fantasizing about, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that, and it's like really inspiring. You're like, oh, why can't I be doing that right now? It's like, well, that's why it feels good. That's why you're inspired, because you don't have to do it. But yeah, these things happen though, like, the way inspiration hits you and acting upon it, if you can catch those things together though, that's really good. It happened with me in my music a little while ago. Like, it now feels like a little bit of like a mirage in my memory, but I was just like writing and making sounds on the computer, you know, like I was just doodling essentially, and then all of a sudden something really clicked, and I was like, oh. And then I could start hearing what came after it and what came before it, and then I assembled all of this stuff together, and it's like a song that I can't wait for people to hear one day. It won't tear me up inside if no one ever hears it, like we were talking about earlier. But one day, if it gets there, if I get it all recorded and release it, I'm gonna be like, that song, that was just weird how that came. I hear artists say that like inspiration is like given to them from the universe, and I didn't like that when I first heard it, because it's kind of like a bit whimsical or like airy fairy, I don't know how you want to call it. But the more I thought about that, I'm like, actually, yeah, when you get inspired, it's like you're grabbing something from somewhere, but like, you don't know where. It's just all of a sudden, like, some notes show you what the next ones are, and you just start pulling stuff together, and it works. And it's like, wow. Feels like being possessed by a demon, really. Yeah, it could feel like that too. Like when you just got to get it out of you, like, so all of a sudden something's inside you and you're like, ah, what is this? I must figure it out. I'd love it if this had a pose called Painter. Pointing might help. Need a painter's pose. Show the arms, yes. Oh, all of those have been changed. No gravity though. I mean, that is a pretty good step in the right direction for us figuring out. Oh, what if they were all small? No. What if they were... I think we want to make them like slightly different heights, perhaps? Or maybe just a little smaller than usual. I'm gonna go grab some heads. I was wondering if I could do something clever with the heads that I use that represent the community better, or something like that. It's no wonder people talk about muses, says Meishin. I feel like a muse is more like an object or a person in which you continually draw inspiration from. I don't have that. For me, it's like visions of places or feelings or emotions. But a lot of the time, it's just, it comes from doodling. You just play around with sounds, and then something clicks and you want to go somewhere with it. Like some of the demos I put out, I think what did I call it? Psychotropic Wonder, or is that the demo name? One of the demos I put out on my channel, it just, all it was messing around with sounds, and then like, oh, this one sounds nice, I'll hold on to that. Oh, that one sounds interesting, I'll hold on to that. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, these sounds work together, and then you find some notes, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, and then you're going in a direction now. Like, all of a sudden something's come to you, and you can, like, you start feeling what the next thing is and throwing together a song. Could you make the painter do a thumbs up? I don't think the painter's gonna have thumbs. Dude, I feel like a derpy snowman face would be amazing in there. Like, we could actually just put in some Minecraft mobs. Maybe a bunch of, like, zombies are just painting in there. I don't know. I wonder if there's, like, a choice here that could, like, signify some significance to the community, but we could always bring on custom skins. I think for now, though, we're just looking for, like, placeholders. We've got a ghast head. We've got a happy ghast head. I like the derpy little player face one here. Snowman. What's in here? A witch. Yeah, let's put a witch. A derp face, a witch, and something else. Maybe just a villager face. By the way, this ending bit of this song is just so good. Gonna enjoy this. Maybe a pillager. Yeah, I think that's a nice little mix. I'm not sure if I even have a villager face. Certainly not there. Could put Sow in there. Wandering trader? Hmm. Yeah, no, I think we'll go with what we got here. Anyway, what about our artists in chat? Like, not just music artists, but like, if you draw, tell me what you do and tell me what it's like when you catch inspiration. You've always wanted to build some kind of house out of cherry wood, but always struggled to find a good block palette. Thoughts? Just, I don't know what your process is, but have a process. Like, cycle through blocks. Just keep putting cherry blocks next to different ones. I'm sure there's some that you can find that will work with that. I imagine using, like, quartz, light white colors with cherry, or maybe something dark. But my gut tells me that pink will be a very dominant color, and you might have to lean into the kind of, air quotes, cartooniness, or, you know, the starkness of that. But white, I think, would be... Plain white would be a good thing to mix with it. You draw lines to start to look like something, you'll develop it. Interesting. But says, usually if I draw, my brain just switches everything else off and I can only focus on one thing in front of me. Yeah, that happens to me with music. Like, you just become very engrossed in the thing that you're doing. I absolutely love that. I've done so much of it lately where I've just, like, stayed up later than usual. I mean, like, I don't think stayed up's the right term, but, like, I've been at the computer for hours on end, just absolutely plugged into what I'm doing. Like you're in that flow state. Or whatever it is. You're just, like, locked in. But this is such a headbanging groove right here. For me, it feels like being possessed by like a demon. You're just painting and suddenly there's a painting and it doesn't look like something you thought you'd be able to create. That's crazy. That's crazy. You stopped drawing and painting when AI started stealing art and people started accusing AI art of this and that. Part of me died again. Dude, don't give up on it because of stuff happening elsewhere in the world, man. Do it for yourself. Screw all that. If you enjoy painting, paint. This is one of those things, like, I reckon in the future, like, something like painting could be an activity that people do less because of AI. But, like, if you find your way to it and you love it personally, do it. Lean into it. Enjoy it. I think making it short is a good idea, actually. I think it may be even a little shorter than that, not much so. Yeah, there's a lot of doom and gloom around AI, but like, I've been around for a few years now, and stuff comes along and people get doom and gloom about it. Like, your own attitude towards stuff goes a long way to what's happening in the world. Like, a lot of the time, what's happening in the world is like an idea in our head. Like, people don't tend to think in terms of like what's actually happening immediately around you, right? You tend to try and take in these big world thoughts and concepts, and if that stuff's draining you, if it's bringing you down, like, find some different thought patterns. Focus on different things. You feel demotivated to draw because AI is out there. It just feels pointless to do when people so badly want to automate the process. And how value the little art. Oh man, that sucks. I don't. I'd have to just ponder and think about that a little bit more. I don't feel that way about music and AI. I've even used some AI tools, by the way, for making music. What I find interesting about using AI with music is that I'm way less attached to anything that AI comes up with. Like, I've tried to incorporate it into some of my, like, composing or whatever, and I find it's good for learning from. Like, it can help you learn scales and stuff. And this is before I was studying music theory. I think just going straight to the actual theory is the better way to learn it. But like, I was sort of seeing a bit more of that stuff through it. But like, when it comes up with melodies and things, I just feel like way less attached to it. So it's like harder to use it. It's like I want it to come from me. I hope you would feel that way as an artist. Like, surely you're expressing yourself. Like, screw AI, you don't have to look at that. You know how to paint. That's your personal skill. That's like your thing that you do. Like, lean into it. Go better. Like, do it harder. You know, become a better painter. I don't know. Just like, don't let it beat you down. How do I defend myself when people start telling me that your art is AI? Yeah, at some point, like, what people think about you, it ain't worth listening to, right? The people, like, there should be people in your life that know you and that what they think of you matters, and that's important. They're going to be people that know that you paint, and they ain't going to accuse you of using AI, right? Hey, anyway, I'm saying all of this from the perspective of someone who maybe doesn't get it, right? So like, don't take it too seriously. I'm just trying to like give you a little bit of how I think about it. So like, is AI making music? Yeah. Has AI been fooling people? Yep. There's a band that's becoming quite popular on Spotify that's totally AI, and people don't even realize it. It's only going to get better, and in a couple of years, it'll probably sound, I don't know, you know, maybe indistinguishable for long. But to me, that doesn't affect me doing my music. Like, I don't care. I don't care if someone thinks it's AI. Like, I made it, and I love making it, and that was what means the most to me. Bear says, oh my god, chat was that close. What was chat close to, Bear? Human creation always means so much more to me personally because I know there is motivation, skill, hard work, and more due to it. Art and creation comes from the conscious and the unconscious, and that's what gives art's depth. That's nicely said. I like that. Chat was playing rock, paper, scissors. I didn't see any of that. As someone who isn't an artist, I value things made by people much more than a machine, especially people I know, says the Tiger Leia. Yeah, me too. Me too. Like, when I was talking about using AI art earlier, like, it doesn't, like, I don't feel much connection to it or whatever, like, or about it. Like, it's cool that the thing can spit something out, but it's just like a template for me to do something with. And if it's for like a proper release of music, it would be a template to take to an actual artist. But yeah, it's like, it lacks that human connection in a big way. In a big way. Right, no base plate. AI can't enjoy Minecraft like we do, says Blooming. Just you wait, mate. Just you wait. They'll figure it out. They'll figure out how to make the AI enjoy stuff. Don't you worry about it. What's this one here? Whoa, we're kind of like hopping off the ground a little bit. That also almost looks like a little bit of a painting pose because the arm's out. Let's get you closer to this painting, blood. Blood? Bruv? Right, let's bring you over here. You're kind of not in the right spot. Yeah, wrong way. Yo, I watched. Let's just flip the conversation for a second, or maybe not. Maybe I'll read a couple more. I'll read a little bit more chat, and then we'll go in another direction. You can't see polls. Oh, okay. You were using a poll. Got ya. AI is artificial intelligence. I mean, sure. Sure it is, isn't it? Using AI to make art kind of defeats the point of art, though. I don't know. I really do think it's still a tool. Because like people said the same thing about stuff like Photoshop. It's definitely different. Like what we're doing with AI is definitely on another level. But like, I can't help but feel these things will just become ubiquitous in the future and like eventually normalize. Like just imagine going like 200 years into the future. Let's say, you know, society doesn't collapse. We actually keep going, and maybe we're like multi-planetary or something. Maybe it's not a grim future, but like, if stuff like AI just creating experiences for you, paintings, music, whatever, like, people would grow up with that and it would just be normal to them. And I am quite acutely aware of how that happens a lot. Like, why are all the Muslims in this part of the world and why are all the Christians over here? You know, like, and do you think if you were from that part of the world and you grew up in the other one, you would still be that faith or whatever? Like, things like that make me think people will just adapt to what is normative around them. And so if a kid grows up just their music is like, I feel like rock and roll today, and then it starts doing some little AI rock and roll song for them, you know, because they got their own personal DJ wherever they go, that might just become what music comes for people. And I'm very agnostic about that, I guess. It's just like, because the way I experience and enjoy things today, people have critiqued in the past. It just feels like it's a repeating notion sometimes. Maybe we'll do this one a little bit more ourselves. We've got to get a left-handed painter in here, right? I can't not represent the left-handed community, people. I mean, otherwise I'm going to be in big trouble. Let's go like that. Oh, wait, you're using your left arm, right arm. Okay, look, majority left. All right, we're really representing now. Okay, let's go. Wait, your arm. What happened to your arm, buddy? His arm moved. Okay. All right. Conversation flip. We're flipping the conversation, all right? It was on this side, now it's on that side. Did you see that? I flipped it. I watched a movie the other day. I've been meaning to watch it for a while. It's a classic. It's one you got to watch every so often. Some of you have seen it. It's called The Butterfly Effect. It's about how, like, if a butterfly flaps its wings, right, a tornado on the other side of the planet. Now, in that movie, I didn't see a single butterfly or a single tornado, but apparently that's what it's about. Anyway, great movie. watching it again, very triggering. I don't know why I hadn't attached this in my memory because it's so obvious, but that movie is incredibly dark and full of trauma, abuse, and suffering, and all these like mental health. There are so many concepts packed into that movie. You could cut it so many different ways. It is just a brilliant, thought-provoking piece of cinema. And if you've never seen the alternative ending, okay, I think there's actually a handful of them. There is one alternative ending that I think is the perfect ending to that movie, and I think about it every time I watch it now, because I realize when you get to the end of the movie, it manages to twist it onto a happy notion, because pretty much the whole movie is drudgery when you think about it. Like, it is just awful thing after awful thing. And like I said earlier, like mental health things, abuse things, trauma related stuff. And then it manages to finally pivot onto a positive note at the very end and then leave you with like a suggestion of something magical. Pretty good way to wrap up a movie, because people like movies that end on a happy note. There is an alternative ending that just absolutely wrenches your soul with how dark it gets. And I will spoil it for you, for any who want to perhaps not know what this alternative ending is. And to watch it, I think you have to buy the DVD. I don't think it's on streaming. I will, this is your spoiler. I'm just going to tell you what it is. For those who are interested, you can mute if you want, right? I'm gonna move away from this screen that we're in right now when I'm explaining it, yeah? Okay, so he has the ability to sort of, I'm not sure if he travels through time or travels into like different versions of himself or whatever, but like at the end of the movie, he goes back into the womb of his mother, and you see the scan of the baby inside of her body just turn and slowly strangle itself with the umbilical cord. That is harrowing cinema. And like the idea is that like he realizes that he's actually not supposed to exist, and that like he will only ever cause misery to people by being in their lives. Isn't there 4 different endings? I think so, yeah. That one, though, absolutely crushes me. And watching the movie again, I was like, this movie is so dark and crushing and difficult. Especially when you really think through, like, the concepts that are being explored as he, like, sort of jumps between the different versions of himself. That's how I like to think of it. I see it as more of, like, a multiverse thing. And that ending is just, oh my god, what a sinister way to end the movie. Like, but also like almost kind of like beautifully poetic at the same time, because it's such an incredible notion to end on, that he realizes that he has to not exist and goes into the womb, and just creates this unbelievable picture. Yeah. I don't gotta say anything more about it now. That's the end of the spoiler right there. So if you like that movie, like if you were listening to what I said and you want to go check it out, now you know what you're in for. If you weren't listening and you want to go seek it out, feel free to do so. If you haven't seen the movie before and you stopped listening, it's such a good movie. It's so good. It just, that movie got me thinking so much about like trauma and stuff, because it's probably been like 10 years since I last saw it. And you know, as you get older, you get wiser, you learn more stuff about yourself, and it just gave me like another look at those sorts of things again, and just seeing it on a different level. Really good movie. But just the thing that really struck me is just how dark it is. It's like a painfully dark movie. And for some reason I sort of forgotten that. I thought, oh, I love that movie, let's go watch it again. And it's like, oh my god, yeah, this movie is like really, really rough. What movie are we talking about? The Butterfly Effect. Oh, Pummel Moose, by the way, thank you so much for subscribing with the Prime. Appreciate it, my dude. If anyone out there has Amazon Prime and wants to use it on me, it'll be greatly appreciated. Help support your ghastly streamer over here. We got to put little pallets in their hands, right? And then we've got to put dyes on the pallets. So more armor stands are coming. I don't want to rush my way into this, though. I like the fact that it's looking pretty fantastic and we can take our time here. We absolutely have to put clothes on them because these are just going to look too similar. So they need clothes. We'll maybe work on that next. Oh, I don't have any leather. I just remembered that I'm running really low on leather, and I can't remember. Does anyone remember? Did I build a leather? I did, but I know where my leather farm is. It just came back to me. Right, okay. Next bit of the stream, we're going to go get some leather. Sorted. Absolutely sorted. There is a Butterfly Effect 2 and 3. I've never watched them. Previously, my attitude was like, they shouldn't make a sequel, blah, 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 blah. And I never watched them. And I've added them to my list. Because after watching that, I was like, I should check them out and just see what they're about, you know? They're probably not going to be anywhere near as good, but, like, not much harm in seeing if there's something going on there. Apparently, they're unrelated. I would not be surprised that they are unrelated to that story. However, I'm going to guess they're just going to borrow the concept somewhat and explore it further. Oh, what was I watched another movie, because I'm always watching movies. At the moment, I'm watching movies when I eat instead of like a TV series, right? But I watched something, and it got me thinking about a sequel for it. And I think it's the sort of movie where you would never think of making a sequel for it. Like, no one would. But actually, this could be a pretty clever setup. But I can't remember what it was. Oh my god. Brain, please, you're teasing me. Dang it, I really want to know what it was. I feel like waffling about it. Oh, Dark City in Existence is a movie to watch. Dark City's on my list. I watched it a long time ago. I think it was on one of the platforms, but then it moved off of it because it was free to watch and now you have to pay for it. But Dark City's been on my list for a long time. I saw that one when I was very young, I think. What was the movie about? I can't, like, I'm trying to jog my memory, but it probably won't happen until I give up on the idea, right? Oh, it's almost there. It's almost there in my head. It's going to annoy me now. What was the movie about? I can't remember because I can't remember what it was, but I know that it kind of ends in a way where you'd never think of having a sequel. What was the genre? I can't remember. My thought was, though, that if you went into the future, like where it ends, it's like, oh, it's totally come back to me. Thank goodness. Okay, that's great because this is a great movie. This is a movie that you should absolutely watch if you haven't seen it. It's called Children of Men. And I remember when it came out and going to see it at the cinema and not having much of an idea of what I was going to see, other than someone told me, like, you should definitely go watch this movie. It's so cool. And they explained the, like, premise of it, which you'll learn about in the first couple of minutes of watching the film. So, no spoilers here. Women can together we can no longer conceive babies, right? So you go 20, 25 years into the future. I think it's more like 20, maybe a little less. And there are no freshly born humans growing up, right? That's the premise of the movie. Then the rest of the movie from there is just brilliant. It's about quite a simple little story. You're looking at a sort of thing that's going to happen, and you see a broader sense of society through it. But it doesn't get, like, really big and expansive and political or anything like that. It's really cleverly done, and it's also got some incredible, possibly pioneering camera work. I don't recall seeing a movie with camera work like this before this one, but there's a sequence, and when you rewatch the movie, you realize it happens quite a few times, you know, when you go and watch it back again. But there is this sequence at one point in the movie, the best point in the movie, and it's actually really near the end, which is another great thing about this movie, is that its pacing is so good that you are locked in all the way to the end. Not a lot of movies achieve that. A lot of movies, they kind of like get to this midpoint where then you sort of see the horizon towards the end and things play out. Not this one. This one locks you in all the way to the end. And what happens is the camera walks through the action with the characters that you're invested in as if you're boots on the ground with them. And it's one of those moments. I think I've heard like other people talk about this as well, where like you kind of realize it while you're watching it. Like at some point you're just like, oh my god, what they're doing with the camera work here is amazing. And it's so good because it really pulls you into what's happening. And then it's like you're in it. You kind of realize that, oh yeah, we're just moving along in it. And I don't think they did camera shots like that too much before that one. And then it became, after that one, it became quite quite a thing, you know. Then other movies would pick up that technique and use it, and it's a really good technique. Anyway, for those of you who've seen it, so spoiler alert now. For those of you who've seen it, right, idea for a sequel. How could you make a sequel to that movie, right? Doesn't make much sense, but think forward about it. If you went, I don't know, maybe like 20 years into the future, maybe 10, 20, 30, I'm not sure what the hot time horizon would actually be, but that movie creates a very interesting atmosphere around, oh my god, it's loud, around this notion that we can no longer conceive babies and society has completely been turned upside down, etc. because of it. And then I thought, like, it would actually be kind of interesting to jump into the future and see what the outcome is after babies, you know, start being born again, right? Like, what would that look like? However, I don't think it would play very well into like a character, what am I trying to say? It wouldn't play very well into a story. Dude, this is so loud, I got to turn them down. I don't think it would play very well into a story unless you had like a really good reason to create a whole bunch of tension and event again, because the original story puts you in the middle of like a very hectic situation, but then if we started having babies again, we would go back. We'd be going into a more peaceful direction. Anyway, like I could imagine there being stuff with like maybe like what do they call it in Germany when they had the trials? The Nuremberg trials, right? Like you get a sense that Britain is being absolutely brutal towards these immigrants. Is but basically you see it in the movie. They are murdering them and treating them appallingly in a very extreme situation. A ton of scarcity, you know, the future of mankind is over. Like it's a very strange situation, but like maybe it'd be interesting to see how the global community would handle that once things started getting better again. Like would people go to jail or whatever for the atrocities committed? I don't know. It kind of just struck me as like quite an interesting idea to do a sequel on. Not so much on the story, right? I'm doing this wrong. I thought I was supposed to like, yeah, not land is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, no, it's not a sequel to the story. It's like a sequel to the setting. I thought could be pretty cool. I like movies that explore like geopolitical and social things through creating like some big event that actually hasn't happened, you know? Something very fictional. Because sometimes movies do it just by telling stories about characters or actually just like a commentary on world events, right? When they create movies that recreate things that have happened in history. But I like it when they do it through something fictional and fantastical, like not being able to conceive children anymore. It's pretty cool. Nuremberg, says Callie. That's the one, the Nuremberg trials. That's where all the Nazi war criminals were sentenced and whatever else happened to them. Night Elf 23, thank you for 55 months of support. Very much appreciated, my dude. Look at me swinging my sword ridiculously fast. I think that's because I got haste, isn't it? Movie name, Children of Men. Children of Men was the movie. Yeah. When it comes to sequels, Sister Act 2 over Sister Act. I've never seen Sister Act. That's like one of those 80s comedies. I can picture the poster, and Whoopi Goldberg was in it, right? Like, it's a classic. I know that, but I've not actually seen it. Whoa. Yo, did I just get shot at? Oh! Oh! What the heck? Oh! I'm gonna get killed if I'm too close to Scar's portal. No thanks, Scar. Early 90s. Okay, okay. Sounds good, Xisuma. You have me interested now. I want to watch it. Oh, yeah, it's a great movie. Go watch it. You think I should watch Sister Act? I could give it a try. I don't know. Your favourite movie is the Omen trilogy from the 70s. Absolute lie. Incorrect. Incorrect. Your favourite movie cannot be a trilogy. That is 3 movies. Disqualified. Oh. Oh, what a pain in the arse I am. I think I've seen a couple of those, yeah. Because I watched all the classic horrors back in the day. I was obsessed with horror at one point. Your favourite movie is Tropic Thunder. I love that movie. That movie would not fly today, would it? That is a wild movie. I'm glad they made it, though. And, dude, my favourite thing about that, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who might go watch it, but there is someone in that movie, and I had no idea until the credits rolled. And then I was like, wait, they were in this? What are you on about? And then, like, you go back, you watch it again, and you're like, oh, now I see. Dude, I was so shocked. I was like, what? They were in it? That's brilliant. Your favorite movie is Dodgeball. I love that movie. Dodgeball was funny. This is the thing, though. A lot of movies and things, they age poorly. Oh yeah, we don't want a helmet. It's just the nature of things. Yeah, like some of those old movies. You go back and watch them and you realize, yeah, this actually wasn't that great. It's kind of like that. I think it's quite hard to make a truly timeless movie, right? Or at least a truly timeless comedy. Like, I think Monty Python, one of a rare few to hold that title, right? To be truly timeless. Yeah, they're going to look so much better with clothes on. We don't have to do leather as well. I just sort of assumed we were going to do leather. Don't know why. Some 80s movies are still good. Some were always bad. The rest were of their time. Whoa. Rewatching Teen Wolf after you binged it in your teenage years. It's not truly as bad as I thought it would be. It's still kind of bad. If you want to do timeless comedy, then it cannot really reference itself, or it gets dated. Yes, yeah. Yeah, you can't have like cultural references and stuff, right? I think it'd be interesting to go watch Monty Python again and keep that in mind. Like, how much of it is just like universal and how much of it is referencing particular stuff. Idiocracy, that is a that's a fun movie, that one. Right. Isn't Cub streaming? I'm gonna go find Cub. I saw in this direction, in the shopping area. It kind of looks like they might both be over here. Why is it like I'm continuously moving? Are they slowly moving to my right? They must be moving. Oh, and then Tango is also over here? What are they up to? Why does it keep going to my right? Where are they? They're like here somewhere? Are they playing gospel? They can't. No way. I swear. What the heck just happened? Hey, Cub.
Xisuma?
Hi.
Hi, where are you?
I am next to you.
Oh, hey. I was gonna come up here and watch Skiz.
Awesome. Did you just make your way over here, or were you here for like the last few minutes?
I've been here.
Okay. Because I flew towards you and Skiz, and it was taking me to the shopping district, but then you guys kept drifting to the right, and I got pulled
Drink those potions.
all the way
It's
around to
halftime.
basketball. It was very strange.
Huh.
So you've been here for like the last 3 or 4 minutes, yeah?
Yeah.
Weird. I'm gonna have to go test that again. That's so strange.
That is odd.
Yeah.
Very odd.
Yeah. Why did I hunt you down on the locator bar?
Yeah. All good.
I'm streaming. Apparently you're streaming, right? According to the tab screen.
Yep.
Wait a minute. It says I'm not. I thought I did this earlier.
There you go.
Now it says, yeah, now it does. I'm gonna send my peeps over you today.
Okay. Cheers. Yeah.
You just hanging out playing basketball, I see.
Yeah, I made some adjustments to the armor. Suits. We added like a frostwalker so that you don't take damage on the magma blocks anymore.
Oh, that's
Stuff
clever.
like that.
Do they have unbreaking?
Yeah, I added that as well. Unbreaking
Nice.
and mending.
Yeah, because they took a beating the other day.
They did. Yeah, we had some intense games. Yeah.
For sure. Has anyone beaten the high score yet?
I don't think so. I don't
Nice.
think so.
Nice.
I think you're still top 27. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping that'll hold, but I'm definitely going to come over here and play a few more games before the month is out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sweet. Right, well, I'll send my people over to you.
Okay, thanks, X. Appreciate it,
Cool.
man.
All right.
Oh, but X, by the way,
Yeah.
what do you think of the new shelves?
I love them. They're incredible.
Do you? Yeah.
Yep. I mean, aesthetically,
Me too.
aesthetically, they're going to be great for building. Building, I think you're just going to go somewhere. You're going to throw down some shelves and just start using them to swap out items because it's visual. You know, you see all the things that you need to build with and just swap, and build. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of cool uses for them.
Yeah.
Very excited.
But, you know, we'll find out so much more once we start playing with it in survival.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's so true of, like, everything they add. You just, once you're stuck in the game with it
and
you're playing,
third quarter,
you just start discovering stuff that's useful.
Sure.
Have you seen people have been making, like, slot machines with them?
Yeah, I've seen the slot machines. There's been like signs with banners.
Yeah, you put letters in them.
There's like
so good.
You put them back to back, they make like really good steel beams.
Yes, yeah.
A lot
You've
of
been
stuff
on
like
Reddit.
That, yeah.
I was browsing there earlier today as well. It's good.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go wrap up my stream and send people over, man.
Okay, X. Cheers,
All right,
dude.
have a good one.
See you, dude.
All right, people. That's gonna be it from me. If you're still here, I put out a new demo yesterday over on my channel. So feel free to go check that out, right? Otherwise, that's it. I just need to go set up the raid, do the riggedy raid on the Kiggity Cub. Does that work? Oh my god, Twitch. Show me people that I'm following. Show me Cub. There we go. Right, I'm going to go investigate that locator bar thing again, because that was super weird. We kind of like flew towards them, but didn't. All right, the raid is ready. Go enjoy it. I'll see you all soon Friday with some Phasmophobia. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.